And right now we are turning to the coronavirus here in Connecticut. The health department in Milford is reminding people to stay vigilant after seeing a spike in COVID cases there. At last check, the city, home to 53,000 residents, had more than 800 positive cases. And joining me to talk more about this is the Director of Health for the Milford Health Department, DEEPA Joseph. DEEPA, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
So obviously 800 positive cases is a lot. What do you believe this increase is being tracked to at the moment?
So I think the increase that we're seeing is much of what we're seeing across the state as well. And we felt like it was important right now to just send out a message to our residents to just urge everybody to stay vigilant and to not become complacent and to really practice those protective measures of wearing a mask, staying 6 feet apart, washing your hands, especially with the colder weather upon us. We know that that can lead to people moving gatherings indoors with family and friends. And so we want to make sure that everyone is just taking precautions to prevent spikes or further increases in cases.
Some very good advice there, things we need to keep in mind with this so-called COVID fatigue, which can happen. I also want to ask you, with this spike in cases, is there any consideration to rolling back parts of phase 3? It went into effect a couple of weeks ago. Has there been any thought that maybe too much too soon?
At this point in Milford, again, so if you refer back to the town alert system that's in place through the state of Connecticut, Milford is not in an alert status yet. So we are not looking at rolling back anything at this point in time, but rather we're looking to encourage our residents to practice preventive measures to allow us to be able to move forward, stay open, stay safe, and stay healthy.
You talked about this a little earlier, but obviously the weather's getting a little bit colder, and that means that a lot of the activities that we had been able to do outdoors, we no longer can. So we are moving indoors. What is your message to the public to be able to stay safe during these colder months?
So it's really important that if, as things move indoors, that we take every step possible to follow the sector rules that are in place for the state of Connecticut, as well as all of the governor's executive orders. So making sure that any gatherings we're having indoors are not large and are within the restrictions within the state of Connecticut. And then also making sure that if you're having anyone indoors that is not from your household, that you really make sure that you have people wearing masks and staying at least 6 feet apart and following those measures indoors, which sometimes can be a little bit awkward when you have friends or family coming over to your home. It can sometimes be a little bit awkward to ask them to put on a mask, but really you want to make sure that anyone who's not a part of your household is practicing those measures when indoors.
Okay, a lot of good and very important advice. DEEPA Joseph with the Milford Department of Health. Thank you so much for being with us. We appreciate it.
Thank you.